Meanwhile, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass facing backlash for taking a trip to Ghana as the wildfires engulfed her city. She left the same day the National Weather Service issued a fire watch for L.A. and was posing for photos at an embassy cocktail party as the fires were erupting back home. A Change.org petition called for Bass to resign. It has more than 146,000 signatures as of this morning. Joining me now is California Congressman Darrell Issa. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Are you safe in where you are? Can you tell us what happened here? And should Bass and Gavin Newsom resign?
Well, thank you, Maria, for having me on and for covering this important issue. I'm relatively safe. I'm in Washington, D.C. That's always a little touchy. My own district, though, oddly enough, we've had dozens and dozens of fires set by coyotes to help get gotaways in. And in a strange way, that may have helped reduce the underbrush that in Los Angeles was there in abundance. And you're exactly right. It's not just Mayor Bass's being out of the country and seeming not to care. It's a long-standing lack of leadership that has led to a bad, naturally bad situation. We do have wildfires, but they're so much worse because of California's policies, and investigations will show that we have to change those policies. And that's going to be part of the federal bailout, if I have my way, is that we're going to make sure that this doesn't happen again in such a dramatic way.
I mean, do we have evidence of outside agitators? Madison just talked about those people who've been arrested, but I want to understand how it's possible that all of this started. Do you know of evidence so far that outside agitators were involved? And when would we expect an investigation into this?
Well, that's one of the challenges in California, is that we're not likely to get a state investigation that really digs as deep as it should. And so we'll be asking the new Attorney General to look into it from a federal standpoint, and we have the authority to do so. But, one of the things that's clear is that this targeted, the fires targeted neighborhoods of people who have worked hard and lived the American dream. And it's one of the reasons it's going to be one of the most expensive fires in national history, perhaps the most expensive fire. And of course, as you could see this morning, it's not over. It still continues to see new spring-ups.
Yeah. Let me move on to the policy at hand and your work in terms of the reconciliation packages and executing President Trump's agenda. The SALT tax is obviously one of the main talking points. The House Freedom Caucus is proposing a corporate tax increase in exchange for lower taxes on individuals and families in high tax states like California, New York, and New Jersey. Congressman, where are you on this? You're a California congressman. Do you want the SALT limitation raised?
I didn't want the SALT tax abatement, if you will. In other words, not double counting my state income tax. I didn't want that eliminated at all, and I voted that way. Having said that, what the president's asking for, President-elect's asking for, and I want to be part of delivering, is we have to deliver additional stimulus for our economy. We have to grow our economy if we're going to get out of this huge deficit. So everything we do in the way of generating revenue and generating more prosperity for America has to be our first responsibility. And so as a large California taxpayer, I'm certainly going to set that up as important, but only to the extent that I can really say it's going to grow our economy and grow our way out of what is a crushing deficit leading to a debt that's unsustainable. And I share with the Freedom Caucus their frustration that we have to deal with the accumulated debt. But I'm also an Art Laffer fan, and we can grow our way out of this if we do the right incentives.
Yeah. Well, we just heard from one analyst, a market investor, who said that if you're going to extend the tax cuts, it's got to be done by May, by June, middle of the year. Otherwise, there's a chance it doesn't get done.
Absolutely, Maria. Not only that, we have to have the effect of it go into effect by mid-year. That's critical for the president.
Congressman, thank you. Darrell Issa joining us.